Welcome back to the NatWest Business Show. I'm your host, Angelica Bell, and this week we're joined by a very exciting guest, Oliver Yonchev. Now, for over a decade, Oliver has been at the forefront of digital marketing and transformation, helping guide the management of many of the world's best-known companies. The co-founder and CEO of Flight Story, Oliver has also become a hugely respected name in the AI space, bringing practical and easy-to-understand takes on the opportunities it brings. So if you're looking for marketing words of wisdom or want to do something in the tech space, listen up. Oliver, welcome to the show.
I love your jacket.
Do you like it?
I love
wore it especially for you.
Thank you. I walked in and I thought, you know what? I need to step my game up next time.
Well, you can just do it with words now. But listen, before we hear about your story, I would love to hear a business confession from you. How you might have turned adversity or a mistake into an opportunity for growth.
Okay, there are many stories I could tell that would be incriminating or embarrassing, but I am going to tell one that I think there's really valuable lessons.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back to the start of my career. I used to work in media sales, and anyone who's worked in sales, not every day you pick up the phone and get a big sale. It just lands on your lap. One day that happens to me, and it's the start of the month, so you're targeted basically on your month. And I take it easy for the rest of the day. I literally get my full month target in one phone call.
So you must be sitting back going, yes, this is it.
This is it. I'm taking it easy. Ego gets to me, and I walk out the office with swag, and my boss grabs me for a second. He takes me into an office, and he says, Oliver, I'm going to take that sale off you. And the sense of injustice I felt in the moment, he went, I'm going to take it off you. He said, as a team, we haven't hit our target, so I'm taking it off you. And I did something like really out of character for me at the time. I'm quite agreeable as a person, but I walked out. I felt hurt, all the things that, you
walked
you
out
do.
on your boss?
Yeah, I walked out. I went home, and we'd only known each other for a month. So we didn't have later on the relationship bloomed, but we didn't know each other very well. Came in the next day, probably with a bit of attitude, and he pulls me aside again and says, you know what, Oliver, I can see you being a baby still. He said this to me. I can see you've been a baby. And I went, fair enough. And he said, if you hit your target this month, I'm going to give you that sale back. You have to be a team player. So I left the room and I had two choices. I could either be a baby and sulk, or I could try and do what he said. And being honest, I was a baby and sulked for the rest of the day. Again, went home, thought I'm going to quit. But then I went, you know what? I'm not going to quit. I don't generally quit at things. And I just worked really hard that month, ended up hitting my target, ended up getting all my commission bonuses. The team hit their target. And I learned a ton from that experience really early on. One about leadership.
Because do you think that was great leadership?
Great leadership, yeah. It's not always about doing the thing that everybody wants you to do, but it's how do you get the most out of people. And for me, he never told me this explicitly, but I thought it was a test. Like a character test. Are you going to keep sulking and feeling sorry for yourself and having a sense of injustice? Or are you going to do the right thing? And that's what I did. So I learned about great leadership, but I also learned that business is a team game. It really is a team game. Business, by definition, is a group of people building things, right? So you have to be a team player. And it was a really good foundation early on in my career, and it always stuck with me.
That's a great story. And what happened with your boss?
Yeah, he became an incredible mentor to me. A huge amount of respect for him. Learned so much, really about integrity. He was just a person of great integrity. Didn't tell people what they wanted, told people what they needed to hear. And I try and carry that through in my own way.